Wonder why AI won't replace you and what it actually does instead? I want to address the fear I hear from creators constantly. If AI can write content, build products, and generate ideas, what am I even bringing to the table? I hear this all the time, and I understand it because on the surface, it looks like AI can do everything you do faster and cheaper. But here is what the fear is missing, and it's the most important distinction in the creator economy right now. AI has speed. You have expertise. And expertise plus speed, that is an unfair advantage. But here is the key. A prompt without expertise produces generic garbage. I need you to hear that. When an average person types a question into an AI tool, they get a generic answer. It is surface level, it is broad, and it could apply to anyone, which means it is actually useful to almost no one. But when you, someone who has lived the problem, solved the problem, and helped others solve the problem, when you write the prompt, the output is completely different because you know what questions to ask. You know what makes a bad answer. You know what is missing from the generic version. You know which pipe to tap. Let me tell you a story from Myron Golden's teachings that explains this perfectly. A homeowner calls a plumber because of a leak. The plumber walks in. He looks at the pipes. 30 seconds, he taps one specific pipe with a wrench, and the leak stops. The bill? $200. The homeowner looks at the bill and says, $200 for tapping a pipe? You were here for 2 minutes. The plumber looks at them and says, $10 for tapping the pipe, $190 for knowing which pipe to tap. That is exactly what you bring to AI. Your prompt vault is not 20 sentences. It is 20 shortcuts that save your buyer hundreds of hours. Each prompt you write carries decades of your specific expertise. You already know the problem from the inside. You already know what good output looks like. You already know the nuisance that the generic version misses. And here's the framework I want you to keep in the front of your mind going forward. I call it the AI leverage framework. Expertise plus AI equals unfair advantage. Not AI alone, not expertise alone, but both. AI without your expertise produces generic garbage. Your expertise without AI, it's slow, it's exhausting. But expertise plus AI, you build products in hours that used to take months. You create content systems in one session that used to take weeks. You build offers, prompts, templates, emails, pages, all of it in a fraction of the time. And because your expertise is baked into every prompt, every output has a level of specificity and depth that generic AI content never has. Here's what Myron Golden teaches about mastery that applies perfectly here. He says the purpose of learning is not knowing. The purpose of learning is mastery. And mastery is the ability to execute without the use of conscious resources. What does that mean for you as a creator? It means you have spent years learning your craft, solving specific problem, understanding your specific audience. You have mastered things that took years to master. And when you build a prompt vault, you are packaging that mastery into a shortcut your buyer gets the result of your mastery without the years of struggle. That is what they are paying for. Not the sentences, not the PDF, not the Canva template. The shortcut through the years of confusion that you paid with your time so that they don't have to. That is never going away. No matter how good AI gets, your specific experience, your specific story, your specific perspective on your specific problem, that is yours. AI cannot replace it. It can only amplify it. So stop asking, what do I bring to the table? And start asking, how do I use these tools to deliver my expertise faster, cheaper, and more powerfully than I could ever alone? That is the question that builds a business in 2026.